Okay, you guys. Hey, it's your girl Tina. Whatbook with Tina.com. I'm going to be doing your love and sex reading today, or some people want to say love and sex relationship reading today. Okay, we're going to be utilizing the Romance Angels deck, and then we're also going to be utilizing the Tarot of Sexual Magic deck today. And I feel like some of you need to have the Archangel Raphael deck with a little bit of how we need to think mentally and physically when it comes to our sexual life and sexual habits. So today I want you guys to choose the number 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So make sure that you're choosing number 1, 2, or 3 when it comes to love and sex. And I'm going to give my disclaimer, and then we're going to jump right on in. Okay. So today, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. During the reading, I may understand, you may not. You may understand, I may not. We both may understand during the reading, or we both may not understand during the reading. I'm going to ask that you respect your perspective, that you respect my perspective as well. I'm going to respect your perspective is what I'm trying to say, but apparently you also need to respect your own perspective when it comes to issues that matters to the heart, when it comes to love and sex and trusting yourself, which we'll get into that later. All right. But I'm going to also ask that you respect my perspective as well. All right. If the message that I'm providing is different from the one you're receiving, okay, please share the message because it may be for me or someone else. Please do not use these readings as a form of therapy or advice. You've been blessed with the gift of discernment, so take the information you need, throw the rest away. Okay, so I guess everything is channeling fast. I've tried to go live with this a couple of times, but apparently it needs to be recorded and uploaded so people can make their choices between number 1, 2, and 3. All right, so today I am using, you guys can't see, so I will go ahead and show you, but I am using the strawberry lemonade candle today just for the ambiance. It has a color light pink. To me, the color light pink represents unconditional love. Okay, and then I also have my cloth that I'm utilizing, which is green and blue. For me, especially lime green, okay, it represents a higher level of thinking, spirituality, the way you think, right? And to be positive, keeping your spiritual connection. That's what lime green means. And then regular green just means the healing of the heart chakra. And then I also have this bluish color, teal, turquoise, if you will, right? And to me, it brings in representation of calming. And some of you guys need calming in your relationships, not only with yourself, but in your relationships with other people, be it family, friend, co-worker, or romantic mate. Okay, but right now we're going to focus on romantic mate, whether you are single or whether you are a couple. So for you number 1s, if you are single, here's the Romance Angels card. We're going to pull the Querent card, and this card is going to be where you want to be. If you're single and you're choosing number 1, right? Single and choosing number 1, you want true love. In order for you to get true love, you're going to have to define actually what that is. Love is not what everybody thinks it is. It is what you think it is, okay? And so now we're going to bring out, let's see, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. If you want true love, here are some things that you're going to need to do. 1, the card is coming in upside down for you guys, you number 1s, okay? And it says, give your relationship a chance. For 1, give your relationship with a chance with number 1, with yourself. Create a timeline of all your past relationships, okay, and see what the common denominator is other than yourself, because it's time to take responsibility for your healing so you can draw in the person that you want, number 1s that are single, okay, and see what that common denominator. When I did mine, everybody was like, you don't listen, was the number 1 thing when I chose to be honest with myself. And even though I felt like I was a great listener, I had to fix that of which others did not see in me. And now people see that. They're like, oh, she's a great listener now, right? So in your relationship, this is going to be part of it. Now, I'm going to go straight to the sex deck because this is what's coming up for me. Now, it is saying, well, one card already fell out, so we're just going to go with that and respect that. But I feel like there's something in this book that needs to be said too about this, giving your relationship a chance. This card is coming in upside down, so pay very close attention. Now, number 1s in the past, right? Maybe you have, and it doesn't matter whether you're man or woman, in the past you have given yourself to someone and you've been open and full. And then behind your back, okay, behind your back while you was giving your all, there were situations that were going on behind your back. Some of them were financial situations, some of them were sexual situations, some of them were emotional situations that were going on behind your back, which caused you to distrust. So that's why going forward, even though you want somebody in your life, okay, which is perfectly fine, even though you're wanting somebody in your life, you're like, I don't know if I will ever be able to trust again, okay? And then let's go to the book. Let's see, I feel like this is the solution. The solution, it says number 6. Okay, that's in a different language. I cannot read it. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the number 6 on there. Okay, number 6 says the magic of the hare and the dove. Growing closer, growing apart, diluting, confirming. Every game of pleasure must end and doubts must be dispelled. So if you want to give your relationship a chance, number ones, okay, you're going to have to understand that there is good and bad that can happen, but you're going to have to release the fear of the bad happening first, right? You're going to have to release that and say, my partner is going to be able to communicate effectively with me in the language that I understand, because now I'm going to learn how to listen, all right? So that is the first thing. Now, the next thing, if you want true love, it says retreat. When you get this person, you're going to have to take some time to just spend time with just you and them, okay? Let's go to the book for the sex part. And it says the sun. It says fusion, which is what you want while you're doing this retreat, okay? And it says fascination. The eye is the mirror of the soul and creates with the magic of thought. If partners suggest happy images to each other, the couples reach a state of union and lasting splendor. So while you are in the dating stages and getting to know this person, do not divulge, I repeat, do not divulge any experiences to other people, because I feel like the other people that you're going to divulge and give these experiences, share with them, right? Remember, they're in this old stage, okay? So they're going to give you all the negative shit to think about while you're going, girl, remember when this, or homie, remember when this, they're going to give you these negative outlets. So while you're going through this process, okay, retreat. Talk about the things that make you happy, not about the things that upset you or hurt you, but talk about the things like create a positive future, a magic future, right, together. And then the third card says heart-to-heart conversations. Now, here's where we're going to come into the Archangel Raphael, all right? I'm going to go straight to the book on this one. So when you're having your heart-to-heart conversations, here are some things that you guys should talk about. Number 1, expect a miracle. Okay, let's go directly to the prayer. And it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for your miraculous intervention and healing energy, which has restored the health of, and then say whatever the name of the person is, right? You're wanting to be able to have heart-to-heart conversations with somebody who has already healed. So you have to start praying. This is the message. You have to start praying for the person that you desire so that they can be healed before they come to you, okay? They have learned their lessons. They created their boundaries. They are in a place where they understand what loss is. They understand what choosing their self means. But in the meanwhile, you also need to get yourself to that same place, all right? So there we go. That is for the single people. I'm living the single. All right, so you know what? I'm going to leave the true love card up there for the number ones that are married. So number ones that are married, I'm going to go to the sex deck, all right? For the number ones that are married, here are some things. It says that you should know, okay? And these are some things that maybe your partner also wants to know, all right? So here we go. 1, 2, and 3. If you are married, number ones, before I even picked up this card, I haven't even looked at it yet, but I'm going to tell you energy that I'm feeling. The energy that I'm feeling is, even though you are in a relationship, even though you are married, to me, I figure if you're making a commitment to someone, whether you guys have made a choice to legally bind yourself together by the courts of the law, if you are in a relationship, you're married. Okay? A marriage is an agreement between parties, and that's all it is. Okay? It's an agreement between parties. So let's take a look at this. It looks like here, it looks like that some of you are knight in shining armors in people's lives. Okay, and maybe when you found this person during this first particular stage in your marriage, they were in a place where they were giving and they were being your knight in shining armor, whether this is a man or a woman. They came in and they helped you and they loved you in your life, right? And so they were doing all these things, and maybe it's kind of slowed down a little bit, and maybe that person has forgotten how to be your knight in shining armor. Okay, and so before I get to the second card, I'm going to go to the Archangel Raphael deck. All right, number ones that are married. Before I get this card, this is what your partner wants you to know. This is the reason why things have slowed down a little bit, okay? 1, 2, 3. The reason why things have slowed down a little bit is, and all these cards came in upside down, okay? For some of y'all, it's because of the children, right? They don't know how to do the balance between the children and you, all right? The next one is that it says do more research. They stopped being creative and they stopped thinking about creative things to do because sometimes the children or family and friends, because children can also represent family and friends, maybe even work. The children can also represent work, right? These things have gotten in the way, and it has zapped out their creativity when it comes to you guys' love life, all right? And then the last card says relationship, right? The intimacy has been up and down and up and down, and even though y'all have had these great times, it's time to do like what the number one said, that we're single. It's time for you guys to retreat, because this is the part where you guys need to work on, is retreating and spending time with each other. I know this couple, they are fascinating. I absolutely love them. They've worked out a chemistry. Shout out to the Phillips. They've worked out a chemistry to where she goes and does things for herself, he does things for himself, and then they come together, just him and her, and then they also do a family situation as well. Okay, so they've worked out a really great balance, and that's what's going to need to happen, right, with you guys. Now, here's the other thing, too. Let's get freaky in these sheets, married people. Let's get freaky, like all the, maybe there needs to be some role playing going on, some different sexual positions, because to me this represents different sexual positions. Maybe you guys have your favorite positions that you've been doing, and it's time to explore to do some new ones, because when you become comfortable in doing the same positions over and over, you may still enjoy it and may still love it, but sometimes doing a new position can bring laughter, because you're like, oh my God, this is terrible, and then you may create a new position, sexual position, that is great for y'all. So I'm going to pull one more card, and it says give us your cares. In order for your relationship to do great and wonderful things, y'all are going to have to start praying together, meditating together, or asking together, because where two or more come together, right, it shall happen. So I'm in alignment, agreement with y'all, whatever, ahead of time, sending it to you guys if you need that, okay? But make sure that you're giving over your problems to whatever your spiritual belief system is. Even if you guys have different beliefs, it doesn't matter. Give that over. And then the third one, okay, because this is for the number ones that are married. Take time to just cuddle. Take time to create intimate moments, whether it's playing Uno, whether it's playing games, cards. Remember, maybe if you're in the same house, go in a different area, just to be funny, goofy, silly, go in another area of the house and kind of talk. Maybe have one person be like, oh my God, I see this beautiful woman walking around, or I see this handsome guy walking around and he's got his basketball shorts on. Like, be sneaky with each other. Be each other's sneaky link, all right? Just make sure that the intimacy is there, okay? And that is for my number ones that is married. And if you need help, couples, if you need help, I do offer couple sessions, like a mediation service. Go onto my website, bookwithtina.com. Okay, and I got you guys, and it'll help you. I have a couple of courses. One of them is kind of a mediation. The other one is the Numerology Project course for couples. Okay, and or I can do a reading for you guys as a couple together to help you with whatever experiences you're going through that you need help with. Okay, I'm good at that kind of stuff. Okay, all right. So now we're gonna go to number twos. Number twos, if you are single, here is where you want to be. Number twos, if you're single, here's where you want to be. All right. Romantic feelings. Number twos, I feel like you have forgotten how to have that loving feeling. Whoa, that loving feeling. Bring back that loving feeling. Now it's gone, 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 go. Okay, you know what? We're gonna start with number two. I was gonna say singles, but then married pop in. So you know what? Maybe singles and married, maybe y'all are connected together on this issue. So I'm gonna leave the romantic feelings, and I'm actually gonna go to the book for the romantic feelings before we even get started, because let's see what's popping. Okay, I feel like this one's gonna be short because number twos are like, just get to the meat, get to the point. All right. So romantic feelings, number twos. This is for the single and married. Okay. The stirrings within your heart represent the song of romance calling to you. It's time for you guys to be romantic again. I mean, the World Wide Web is so full of ideas. All you got to do is, even if you feel like you've done absolutely everything you could do, you can go into Google and pick a state that you guys have never been to and say, what is the most exciting top 10 things to do in this state? Or you can say, and you can do it in the state you're living in or one that you're vacationing to, right? Or type in what are some creative dates for the night or evening, or what are romantic dates? Like, get outside of your box. Number ones, if you're single. Number two, number twos. Well, I guess number ones can be listening to this too. Number twos, if you're single, you have to get out there and start doing those things that you love to do so that you can meet other people that are doing some of the things you want to do. Because in the past, right, you have connected with people that weren't doing what you love, and you spent most of your time trying to convince that person that they should do these things with you, and it really wasn't in their nature, and it would actually bring your vibration down, right? And so number twos that are married, even if you guys are focusing right now on the things that you guys don't enjoy together, it's time to start focusing on the things that you do like to do together, and or remember the things that you guys used to do together that y'all had a lot of fun. Like maybe y'all used to bowl all the time and you stopped because life changed and things happen. So sometimes you have to go back and revisit those things that used to make you happy. It says, this card comes to you as guidance to follow the pathway of those feelings. Perhaps you've met someone who made your heart leap and you wondered whether to pursue him or her. Well, this card says that the answer is yes. So if you are single and there is somebody that's in alignment with you and you've kind of been going back and forth with yourself, ask yourself these questions if you're single. One, number twos if you're single. One, does this person respect my space? Two, does this person respect my boundaries? Three, does this person have things in common with me that are going to make me happy? Four, does this person know how to make themselves happy so they are not reliant on me for their happiness? Because you don't want to put yourself into a codependent situation, okay? And then also it says, take action by flirting, asking the person out on a date or making your feelings known. Now, if you're a woman and you're one of those women that's like, no, I'm definitely not going to approach the man. The man should approach me. I mean, that's perfectly fine if that's what you want to do, but make yourself available, make yourself approachable, right? And you don't necessarily have to talk, but sometimes it's a look. You can just look and smile, right? Something to bring that person into your energetic space. It doesn't matter if you're straight, you're gay, you're bisexual, you're whatever you are, you can utilize your wilds, okay, to draw that person into your space, because when you see a person, especially if you're flirting, they know when somebody is digging them or not. Okay. All right. So that's that. I almost feel like that's really all you guys need. So I'm gonna go to the sex tarot deck cards for you guys. I guess single and married people here. I feel like you number twos, y'all are like some really wild. Y'all are a wild group. Number two, y'all like to do freaky nasty stuff. I feel like, you know, some maybe some of y'all are doing some bondage things. Maybe y'all are exhibitionists and things like that. And that's the part that you're missing, is you're mixing that exhibitionist wild side stuff. Okay. So here we go. So in the area of sex, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this. You know what? No, I'm going to use the book. I'm going to start. I normally go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to start with number 4. You guys like to do things in reverse order, which is no problem. So with this particular card, it says expect a miracle. Now let's see what the miracle is. All right. Okay, so if you are a woman, it's time for you to fall into your dominant side. Okay, and dominant doesn't mean aggressive and mean and a bully. It just means become aggressive with your feminine wiles. Okay, if you're a man looking at this, then apparently there's a part of you that wants to receive the experience of being dominated, but being dominated with pleasure. Okay, so ladies, if you are in a couple, do something different and exciting, with your man. If you are single, right, just keep this in the back of your mind that your future mate is going to like this kind of stuff. All right. Next card coming in upside down, which is card number 3, right? Remember, number 2s, whether you are single or married, make sure your sex is adventurous. Please be outside. Like I said, this is just confirmation of the exhibitionist type of thing. Be outside, do it in moments. This is card number 2. Make sure that you're doing foreplay. Okay, make sure there is some foreplay going on, because y'all number 2s, y'all love foreplay. And it is about the sex, but it ain't about the sex. Sometimes it's about being teased, it's about being flirted with. So this is what you guys need to focus on. Okay, and then card number 1. Remember, number 2s, that you also want intimacy. Okay, you also want intimacy. So make sure that you're keeping all of these in line. Be intimate, keep the foreplay going, be exhibitionist with your sex, and allow that dominant side to come out. Ladies and men, if you're watching this, it's probably because you're wanting to receive this experience. And if you're like, man, I don't want to be dominated, not in that type of way, in a pleasurable type of way. Okay. Last card for you guys, group. I guess you guys are kind of synonymous. Y'all are like on the same page when this is coming together. So I guess it's reading together, right? And here's the last thing, inner authority. When it comes to love, okay, and sex, make sure that you are trusting yourself, and make sure that your boundaries are staying in place, and make sure you're listening to your inner self to see if some of the things that you're doing are going to be okay. Don't be afraid to try new things, just as long as your boundaries are being respected. That's the thing to remember. And I'm seeing angel number 111 for you guys, which is on the dominant card. So for those of you that are needing confirmation about whether to let this dominant side out, or whether you're ready to receive this dominant side, here's your confirmation. She confirming this with an angel number. Yes, I am. So angel number 111 says, this number brings you the urgent message that Your thoughts are manifesting instantly, so keep your mindset focused upon your desires, okay? Give any fearful thoughts to heaven for the transmutation. Again, just confirming that if you're afraid to try something new with your partner and you're feeling like, I'm not sure, I'm not certain, pray about it, talk about it, and make sure that you guys are keeping each other's boundaries in line. And then finally, number 3s, last but not the leastest, okay? Number 3s, I feel like you just want to have fun in your relationships, whether you are single or whether you are in a couple, okay? Y'all are kind of like group number 2. Group number 1 is like, keep me separate, honey. But group number 2s and 3s is like, honey, just get it on and just give it to us, right? And so you guys aren't even going to have a Aquarian card. We're going to get straight down to business. We're just going to do 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So here we go. If you are single, make the effort, okay? A lot of you are wanting to have these beautiful romantic relationships, but you're not making the effort. You're not making yourself open. You're not making yourself available. You're just sitting back and say, one day I'm going to be married, but you're not taking the appropriate steps, single people. So you need to do that. And then for number 2, you need to engage. You need to engage in activities and engage in talking to people, number 3s, in order to bring this particular soulmate into your space. Now, a soulmate does not necessarily mean your romantic mate for the rest of your life, but if it does, and if that is what it means, I get it. But also remember that soulmates are people that come into your life to help you through experiences. And if you're single, when you're engaging, if sex is on the forefront of your mind, you will have many lovers, okay? And the physical sex is going to be great, but if you're not listening to your intuitive self and making the correct effort and the right decisions, then you're going to end up in a cycle of sex and then be wondering, where is the intimacy? Okay, number 3s that are single, all right? So make sure that while you're engaging, that even if you decide to fuck on the first date, which is cool if that's what you want to do, make sure you're taking time still to get to know the person, because there are people that are in relationships that they hit and quit it the first night and they've been together, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. There are also people that hit it and quit it the first night and they're not. But that is having the sex the first night is not the main thing. And if you guys are getting together on the engagement of sex because it feels right, don't deny yourself. Don't go in with fear, right? Because sometimes sex is the thing that binds, it solidifies for some people. They want to know if the sex is good. Number 3s, I feel like y'all want to know if the sex is good before you move forward. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you're still taking time, retreat. You're taking time to get to know the person, okay? Single people. And for married people, this was just a reminder, okay? Maybe of how y'all met and things like that. And remember, it's okay to role play number 3 couples, okay? Number 3 couples, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. It says past life relationship. Number 3s, it's time for you guys that are married. Remember that I said married. If you've made a commitment to someone, it is what it is, okay? Remember what you guys used to do in the past. Not remembering things y'all fought with, but remembering what you guys used to do that worked for you in the past. Maybe it's time to see if you still have that same outfit in your closet back in the day, and put those on and maybe recreate some of the dates that you guys have. Be flirtatious, bring that youthful energy back. It's time for that to come in. Remember, card coming in upside down, pay very close attention. Remember how you guys used to flirt and just play? Maybe work has gotten in the way, families, friends, all those things have gotten in the way, and you guys have forgotten how to flirt with each other. Number 3s that are married, you need to start flirting. And then also remember, somewhere in the back of your mind, you were like, man, if I could ever be with this person, it was definitely worth waiting for. It's time for you to remember that, okay? Now, let's go over to the Archangel Healing deck, and let's talk about some thought processes when it comes to sex and you guys' relationships, number 3. So when it comes to sex, here's what you need to know. It says, use your natural healing abilities. Let's go to the prayer. It says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. Now, I know you guys are thinking, come on, the archangels ain't like get your groove on to get your freak on. Yes, the hell they are, because it's a part of the commitment. It's part of what makes you happy. If there are some parts that you are overthinking, remember you have the power and the ability to satisfy your partner. Otherwise, they would not still be there. And maybe you're getting in your head a little bit. If you haven't had a great orgasm in a long time, or you've had, a little bit of an issue getting aroused, you know what I mean? So now it's time to use your natural healing abilities. It says, since God is the ultimate healer and you're God's creation, you have the natural healing abilities that can benefit your health as well as the health of others. This card is Archangel Raphael's way of urging you to work with your own energy, spirit, and thoughts to effect healing. Your strong desire for renewal and restoration is a powerful remedy and treatment. And again, this is why this past card is coming up, because maybe you guys weren't thinking about it. You was just like, oh my God, he looks yum yum and she looks yum yum. And then y'all was just getting it in, right? But now you're thinking about, oh my God, she's fussing at me about the bills, and oh my God, he doesn't want me to go out with my friends. Maybe some of those things, if your sex life is great, then this does not apply to you. But if there are things where you guys are not making these connections, then these are things that you guys, should think about and consider, okay? So that you can renew. That's why people renew their vows from time to time. You don't have to do a big fancy things. Maybe it would be sweet just between the two of you all, just to renew your vows to each other. Pull out that old wedding book, or pull out that picture, or stand in front of your wedding picture and look at each other and hold each other's hands and just kind of both reminisce and remember that moment. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about that, because sometimes that's what happens. We forget the reason why we chose each other. We chose each other because we did love each other, or some of y'all chose each other out of convenience, right? And for those of you that chose your marriage out of convenience but ended up actually falling in love with the person, because I feel like some of these marriages were like arranged, number threes, like you guys have this arrangement. I keep feeling arrangement. You started off with this arrangement, and then somewhere along the line you said, man, fuck that arrangement. Let's just be together and be happy and be in love, right? And then life started getting in the way. So it's time to renew that. So it's definitely time, number threes, for you guys to renew your vows. All right, and that's all I have for you guys. And when you guys renew your vows and you do that for each other, I feel like that connection is going to come back. So that's what I have for you guys today on love and sex. And this is for number 1, 2, and 3, right? Number 1, 2, and 3. All right, I love you guys. Now, if you are single, I'm living the single life, right? If you live in that single life and you're like, I need some help working on myself, the best thing I can recommend to you is get the Numerology Project reading, or sign up for the Numerology Project course and take some time to get to know yourself with the help of utilizing numerology, with also utilizing your natal chart. In these classes, I absolutely help you to get to know yourself and who you are. A lot of times people will say, man, once you get in a relationship, you're a completely different person. And that is absolutely true, right? So find out who you are and why you act the way you act. Some things are second nature to you on purpose. And so if you're having a hard time shifting and changing things about you, or understanding, I don't know why I do this, but whenever I get in a relationship, I do ABC. Let's figure that out and let me help you, okay? You can sign up for the Numerology Project reading or the Numerology Project course so that I can help you. Go to my website, bookwithtina.com, all right? Now, those of you that are couples and you're like, this seems kind of interesting, even though we've been together a long time and we know each other for sure, but you're wanting to dig and delve and find some other things out, I'm going to recommend the Numerology Project for couples, right? And again, it's the same thing, utilizing numerology and utilizing your natal chart. It is a course that you guys can take that will absolutely help you guys to grow together, okay? Or you can get the reading, okay? Or you guys can get a love and sex relationship reading together to see what is going to come up. And I feel like couples, I feel like if you book these particular things, there's going to be things that come up. Some of it's going to be like the Tina Turner song. We're going to start off nice and slow, and then it's going to get a little rough, right? But then at the end of it, it's all going to balance out, right? And I'm here to help to mediate that if you allow it, okay? So I love you guys. You have an awesome and amazing day today. Make sure that you are being great. Make sure that you are being authentic. Make sure you're being fantastic. And remember to compliment at least 10 people a day, because you never know whose life you can change. You never know whose vibration you can raise up. And you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. I love you guys. Go out there and be loving. Recreate. Be open. Be approachable. And